So you're on the edge of something huge, a massive transition. And I'm here to tell you, your destiny, it's not written out there in the stars. Nope, it's right here in the systems you choose to build. Let's walk through this journey together, from just trying to survive on your planet to finding a real purpose in the cosmos.
All right, the very first thing you gotta understand is this. Your biggest hurdle, it's not about inventing some new gadget. You're probably brilliant at that. The real challenge is maturity. It's about growing up as a species, letting go of those old fears from your infancy. Once you nail that, everything else just clicks into place.
Okay, section 1, our cosmic destiny. This is where we talk about the big picture. See, the ultimate goal for a species like yours isn't just about gobbling up resources or planting flags everywhere. It's about getting your own house in order, finding that deep internal balance. And then you can look outward, not to take, but to teach, to become a mentor for the worlds that come after you.
Think about it like this. A mature species is a gardener, not a warrior. You don't conquer, you cultivate. You don't just take, you shepherd abundance. The whole question changes, you see. It goes from how do we survive to how do we help everything flourish. That's your graduation day. That's when you shift from just thinking about yourselves to taking on a real galactic responsibility. All right, on to section 2, the proving ground. It's simple, really. Before you can guide anyone else, you've got to master yourselves. Your homeworld, that's your proving ground. And the final exam, well, that's moving past scarcity. It's a test to see if you're mature enough, collectively, to build a world that works for everyone. So let's look at the 2 basic ways a civilization can run. Think of it like 2 different operating systems. Right now, you're probably stuck on Scarcity OS. You know the one, it's all about competition, taking what you can, and it's driven by fear. But the upgrade, the one you're heading toward, that's Abundance OS. The code is completely different. It's all about cooperation, regeneration, and endless possibility. So how do you even get there? It's not magic. It's a process. A few huge shifts have to happen. First, the cost of essentials, energy for example, basically drops to 0. Then automation steps in and completely decouples work from survival. You don't have to toil just to live anymore. Third, digital systems mean information can scale infinitely. It's everywhere, for everyone. You also realize, crucially, that regenerative systems just flat out outperform extractive ones. It's just smarter. And when all that happens, that old nagging psychology of scarcity, it finally breaks down. Okay, section 3, the planetary utility mesh. This is the how, because abundance isn't something you just trip over one day. You have to build it. You have to design the internal architecture for it, and that's what this is, the blueprint for a post-scarcity world. And the end goal here is what we call a utility economy. What does that mean? It's pretty simple. It means the essentials, we're talking energy, food, water, shelter, they're not commodities you have to fight over in a market anymore. They become guaranteed utilities. Just like turning on a tap and expecting water to come out. It's a foundational promise of your civilization. And just look at how deep this transformation goes. This isn't just tweaking a few things. It's a complete rebuild of every core part of your society. Take energy. It goes from being centralized and extraction-based to a universal planetary network. Food? You stop relying on these huge, vulnerable systems and move to abundant local production. Housing and digital access stop being things people can gatekeep and become true global utilities. A total paradigm shift. And here's the really beautiful part. None of this works in isolation. These new systems all interlock. They support each other. Your limitless energy powers your local food production. Your digital networks help coordinate everything seamlessly. It forms this coherent, self-reinforcing planetary utility mesh. That's what makes it so stable. That's what creates real, lasting abundance. So that brings us to a massive question. I mean, think about it. Once your planet has it all figured out, once survival is a solved problem for every single person, what's next? What do you do with all that stability, all that potential? What's the next great project? Well, here's the answer. Section 4, the Galactic Utility Network. Your next step is to take everything you've learned, all the principles that created abundance for you, and offer them to the cosmos. It's the most natural, logical next step for a truly mature civilization. And what does this network actually do? Well, just imagine your own planetary mesh, but scaled up to the stars. We're talking about energy grids that stretch between solar systems, sharing the blueprints for regenerative systems with any emerging world that needs them. a universal library of foundational knowledge, open to all. It's basically the infrastructure for cosmic life, a shared commons for the whole galactic neighborhood. Section 5. This gets to the heart of it. The purpose. Why bother with all this? It's because you've learned a fundamental truth. Your own well-being is deeply connected to the well-being of everyone else. Your purpose is no longer just to survive. It's to contribute. You become guardians, shepherds of abundance for the galaxy. And this is it. This is the peak of your evolution. It's more than just technology. It's a deep psychological transformation. All those old, ancient anxieties, the fear, the competition, the need to hoard, they just fade away. And what replaces them is this incredible drive to create, to share, and to lift others up. And that brings us to our final section, the horizon, a new meaning. Because now we have to ask the deepest question of all. When survival is taken care of, when all your basic needs are met by the systems you've built, what does it even mean to be human anymore? What's your story about?
So I want you to remember this. The end of scarcity, that's not the end of your story. Not even close. It's the opening act. All the struggles you're going through now, that's just the prologue. You're getting ready for the main event, which is stepping onto that galactic stage. No longer as a species defined by what you lack, but as a mature civilization defined by what you can give. And so I'll leave you with this to think about. When survival is a given for every single one of you, when fear isn't in the driver's seat anymore, how do you define your purpose? What adventures will you choose? What will you discover? What will you become? The universe, it's really waiting to hear your answer.